Pass me the aux, blow speakers up.
Jade Jacobs, where you at? I was like, dang, I'm like, everyone going up for God? That's crazy. That's nasty work. I'm good.
You know, I was actually looking forward to talking to you because I beat the only piece of music that I was able to find on your Apple Music was that EP that you had dropped. I tell you, I genuinely love that EP. I thought the angles that you were writing about were different, but they were still vulnerable and relatable. And I was so interested into hearing how you were able to balance giving something new while also delivering something that hit home for the listener.
So how I went about the EP, like, when it comes to writing for me, like, I write about personal experiences, but I think also, like, the thing that's helpful for me, I'm not necessarily, when it comes to, like, my feelings, you can ask my mom, she kind of has to force it out of me a little bit. When I don't feel like talking, I journal. So a lot of times when people hear my music, it's like, you act like, it feels like you're having a conversation with me. Like, and that's exactly how I write my songs because I journal so much. Even when I'm like talking to my, like writing my journal, I'm like, journal, today was like trash, bro. Like, so it's like very conversational and it's very healthy because sometimes I don't feel like I'm very a happy, very like cool person, but on the inside, I do have my moments where I'm like extremely vulnerable, extremely sad, or going through it. So it's like, I don't feel like talking about it. Some people don't understand it. Some people don't need to know it. You can't tell all your business to everybody. So I journal it. So the angles, honestly, it's my personal experience. Like the angle, how I thought about it, like even to the title, You Want to Hear How I Feel, it was like about this guy that I talked to, and it was just like, if I had like one day to talk to this person one more time, what would I say? So it was like the music was there, Now I was holding on to a couple tracks for years, but it still was very relevant to how I felt. But it was like, if I had to sit and talk to this person one more time, how would I do it through a musical content? If words couldn't express how I feel, it would be my music.
Can you give us some insight into your process, especially with journaling and getting your thoughts out, out of your head and into the music onto the paper?
Yeah.
Is it the beat for you that kind of gets those feelings going, or just getting it out?
So for a long time before even starting to work with producers and beats, my mom can vouch for it. The room is actually my studio. Like my bedroom is, for a long time, it took a minute for me to really get in the studio. I didn't really get to the studio until I was like 18, 19. But actually like recording and stuff, I'm writing majority of my songs in my bedroom. I'm a musician, I play piano, so sometimes it's like, wow. It depends on what starts first. It may be a melody that starts first. It may be I'm playing chords and I'm like voice notes because I'm very forgetful, so I gotta record it. But it depends on how I'm feeling. But like one of the songs on the album the EP I'm about to perform, I wrote at a bus stop. I really was like, okay, let's record it. You can hear it in the voice notes, bus, and it was cold, so you hear the wind. And I was like, well, you gotta get it. You gotta get it because if you don't, you're gonna forget it. And knowing me, it's not gonna come back until maybe like 2 days, if I'm fortunate, or a week later. So it's like, you gotta get it out. So it's like melody, sometimes it's just straight a cappella. And then I put the chords on first. So it depends on like how I'm feeling, honestly. Yeah.
So, alright, so now that you got your first debut EP out, what's something that you learned during the project making process that you didn't initially learn or consider until you started?
The money.
Hello.
It was the money, but also me being like, for this first project was very like special to me because I had people pressuring me like, yo, when the music coming out? When the music coming out? I said, it's coming, it's coming. It's like, yo, you've been doing this for like 2-3 years now. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Like, so it was the money, but also like the push. Like, it was like I had never been so like consistent in my life with trying to put something out. Like, I literally made like New Year's Eve goals was like, you're gonna put a project out. And every time I sat and just chilled, it was like something in the back of my mind was like, get the fuck up. Like, you could be doing something so simple as far as like getting your copyrights to your song done or registering for DistroKid. Like, every part matters. Like, everything lines up. So I was like, it was like, I can't keep sitting on it any longer. So I guess it was like the more like, you gotta put it out. You gotta create, And just being patient with myself and just like, those were the important parts. But the money, bro, like, getting that joint like mixed and mastered, it was like a whole different level. Like, I was just like, all right, cool. Which is the next project is this really gonna be kicking me my ass because now I'm making something from scratch because some of the songs I did sit on for a couple of years. Now it's like completely new material that I'm like, I gotta pull out my ass, so I'm waiting on another. So yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. And the last question I got for you. What is the main focus for Jade as the next year goes on for her?
So lately I've been trying to be more, I think I'll be very transparent. I've been kind of going through the motions with creating the next project. Like, it was kind of like weird. Like, you know how you get onto that momentum and then you feel it slowing down? You like, oh. And it's like, and then not only that, you see your partners releasing music and it's like fire music. So, and then you want to know like, what direction should I take? I know I'm R&B, but I want it to be a bigger improvement from the first EP that I did. So I think it's more so like creating the next project, but also just as far as like, it's gonna be a slow brew for you, and that's okay. Like, it's gonna be okay. Like, it's gonna be fine. So it's just like me I'm slowly but surely coming up with stuff and also going in different avenues of like songwriting and like being like in the background writing stuff. So I guess it's more so like my stuff, working on my stuff, but also just dibbling and dabbling in different things. Yeah. I'm trying to be the next Brian Michael Cox. That's my plan.
I actually do have one more question based off of the answer that you gave. You know, you're just starting out and stuff. What are some of the different, what are some of the different sounds and genres or themes that you're looking to venture into further into the artistry?
So, that's funny you asked that because I had played one of my songs at this listening session. So, the one dude was like, yo, it sounds really mature, right? So it can go either two ways. Mature's gonna be like, all right, like mature, like, okay, you grown. But also mature could be like, WHUR 93.5. So I took it like the second answer. And I was like, bro, what the fuck you mean? Like, in my mind, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I wrote this from my heart. So it was like, I kind of took it, as I took like his tone out of it, I was like, okay, what do you want to export it to? I was like, all right, you want your sound, but you want it to be innovated and very improved in a way. So this next project, I've been kind of like dibbling and dabbling in like different sounds. One song is Afrobeat. And sometimes you sit on a pack, a producer sends you a pack and you sit on it, right? And I'm like, and I hear you hear the beat, like, I don't really, And then you're like, I ain't got no beats. And they're like, yes you do, go in the fucking, all right? And then you go in there, and that song, I'm almost finished, but that song, I was like, I just started really just writing in the bathroom. I'm in my mirror like, da 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 da. I'm like, you have to record it. So it was just like, more like upbeat, mid, but also just not, I guess, it's real. Like one of y'all said something as far as like just knowing to be different and trying to block out the noise, because it's so hard to be like, you hear stuff on the radio and you want to emulate that. You want to do it so bad because the reception from people is so great. But then you also have your people be like, that's not the shit that you do, so why are you doing it? So you have to kind of find a healthy balance of both, where it's like, okay, I want to do this because people are receiving it, but also it's got to be something that you really like. Don't give me no stuff where it's like, yeah, you should do this because everybody else is doing it. No, give me something like, I can resonate to it and I can do it. So this one is like more like upbeat, still in my feelings, so I'm really just playing off how I've been feeling about creating the next project. Like really going through the motions. Like every day I'm like, oh, I got something. I don't. Oh, I got something again. No, you don't. So it's just that.
Oh, y'all ready to get into Jade Jacob?
Yeah!